I won't say it's full on poo-poo. The writing, I do think, is what this movie lacks in.
A movie is supposed to get better as you watch it, like from start to finish. Like you can understand if there's a slow first act because it's purposely building up characters and making them interesting, which they do here for Robert, but then they kind of just give up basically. The film is technically good. It feels like a modern film from a good director. It just feels like he picked up a little bit of a dog shit script and tried to make a dog shit into filet fish.
This is the construct. It is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain. This is the world that you know.
Hi, welcome to the Everything Movie Podcast. I'm here with
Logan, guys. Long time no see.
Yeah, it's been a very long time. It's your boy Noah as well. Today we'll be going over Mickey 17.
Yes, sir. So basically, Mickey 17, we did come across it through ads and just the famous director who directed Parasite, Bong Joon Ho.
He's my hoe.
Basically, a plot summary, for anyone who's interested. It's about having a job so dangerous, every single time you die, they print you back to life. And it's a cool concept. And they send you back out, basically. And no big deal, right? And that's what Mickey's life was like for the start of the movie. This is how the movie is set up. Until one day something different happens. Instead of dying, they think he dies, but in reality he still survives. And the animals that inhabit the planet saved him. And from there, another Mickey is printed, Mickey 18 or Mickey 19, one of the two. Mickey 18.
Mickey 18.
Yeah, and so suddenly that means he's not replaceable anymore, and we'll get into those details later and why that is. And it's just supposed to be a normal mission, but then it turns into something more of a fight for his own existence, because now his life is on the line versus before it wasn't. And it's a wild, mind-bending sci-fi ride starring, you know who? Robert.
October 31st. Batman.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson. And we don't even know his name actually, but the Twilight guy.
Yeah, him. You also have the girl from Hereditary. It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
Yeah. If you know Ball, what's her name?
Toni Collette.
Dude, you butcher these names like you're
Colletti?
Gordon Ramsay.
It is Toni. Okay. Tony.
That's how you fillet a fish. I could do it with my eyes closed. Sorry.
So it is Tony, but Colette.
I think it's Colette.
Colette, whatever.
Colette.
All right.
Two syllables.
All right, and then you already know you got the boy Mark Ruffalo from Zodiac and Hulk.
Yeah, he's our big Hulk guy in the Avengers. If you guys are a fan of Mark Ruffalo, you know, in the movie, he kind of portrays. I'm sorry to go off topic here, but he just reminds me of a Trump parody. He almost like a not sober Trump.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just his facial expressions. He's actually is Mark Ruffalo almost doing a Jim Carrey impression the whole time. So
I like that analogy.
Yeah. So let's just get into our rating expectations. We did say that this did come from Bong Joon Ho, right? Did I say his name?
Bong Joon Ho.
Oh, I was close, and I just guessed it. Bong Joon Ho. You gotta say, well, the whole, like, bring it from your gut. Okay? Try again.
Bong. Bong Joon.
Let's just get into the good and the bad. Let's start off with the good. What are the good goons in the movie?
Good.
It's not even a dad joke. It's just a idiot sandwich.
Yeah. Okay, Gordon Ramsay. But I guess the goods in the movie, we'll start with, I guess,
Let's just
the
start
concept.
with that. Okay, concept, for sure.
Pattinson's acting is pretty decent, but
For sure.
concept, out of this world. It's really, I haven't seen anything from it.
You know,
Okay.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I hate to interrupt here, but I think the only time we've ever given, like when we started off with goods, I think the only time we've ever said, "Oh, we like the concept," is for objectively shit movies that we just didn't like. Like the concepts there. Yeah. Like I'm sure we said that for Real Pain or like other movies that we just didn't enjoy. Mm-hmm. But I think I said that for Real Pain, to be honest. But yeah, what else?
Yeah, I'd say mostly no one really has a bad performance. Pattinson definitely takes the show. but the acting performances are pretty decent all around. The editing does a very good job with cutting between both of the Mickeys, outside, inside. Just all around. It's just a decent editing.
I do like that as well. Like the bounce off between the two maybe is what you're referring to. Maybe when they're not in the same shot.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I also like how like when they switches, he has the first person view where you like look up. I've seen some edits from movies do that, but
yeah,
I always appreciate it.
Yeah, I do too. Anything else that may stick out? Actually, maybe I'll bounce off while you go from there. I personally thought the cinematography and editing was good. Overall, it was a good technical movie, and obviously that's to be expected from such a well-respected director. As well as I personally thought the acting was actually really done well for everyone. And Robert Pattinson did amazing. I honestly didn't know how I felt about his acting performance the first 10 minutes in, just because of how the character sounded. And I'm like, this almost sounds like a parody, because he talks like he's like a bit scrawny, like he's like, how I'm talking right now. But that was kind of my interpretation of how he's acting.
He's like the social kid. He's not social, antisocial kid.
Not even antisocial, maybe socially awkward kid. Yeah. So that's just kind of how I felt. We can go into the bads. I think we can both kind of get behind the bads here. I think we're kind of in the same wavelength right now. But start us off. What's poo-poo?
I wouldn't say full on poo-poo. The writing, I do think, is what this movie lacks in. They have all these characters, which is fine. You can. The whole goal is with all multiple Mickeys, but you don't have a certain character who really.
Are there any Jeremy Strongs in this movie? Is basically what we're saying. Are there any Guy Pearces in this movie?
No. So they just like
shallow characters, maybe.
Yeah, all of them are pretty shallow.
Any interesting? That's like, maybe once you're true interesting challengers. We'll get into that later, but yeah.
Just shallow, and then it's whole the political failure of Mark Ruffalo. It's just spread across the whole entire movie, and then he has his wife. I don't know if they're even married. Just help him out the entire movie, which I get that's their goal of like her character, but just you get nothing spanning from even his backstory with his mom, which you maybe
true, but they do like bring it up multiple times, and so this is like kind of stemming from maybe lacking purpose and regret, the themes in the movie, but you're not really doing anything to show the audience what that means as the director. What anything else from that? Actually, go ahead.
I do feel like this also the fact that the movie plateaued overall. I just plateaued. Maybe you get a little bit at the end.
Where does it flatline for you?
Oh, the second act of the movie completely just flatlines. Maybe second part of the second act, you gave me a little bit,
but didn't really get any better from there. Basically, And usually, a movie is supposed to get better as you watch it, like from start to finish. Like you can understand if there's a slow first act, because it's purposely building up characters and making them interesting, which they do here for Robert, but then they kind of just give up basically. Because I did think, I forget the black girl's name, but the start of the relationship was like, okay. It started cutting to the little making out scenes after. He's like, don't have sexual interrelations. It burns calories.
He needs those calories.
I know. So there's two complaints, or potentially good. I have heard some more popular movie critics say that some of the jokes hit and some of them didn't. They're almost like cringe or just too raunchy maybe. And I can definitely see where you're coming from, but in a movie like this where maybe it definitely doesn't feel like it fits in. It's something that I personally enjoy, like the type of comedy is, no matter the movie, unless it's like Interstellar. Yeah. Where he's like, instead of it's like, Murph, it's like, well, fuck, Murph, where are you? Stuff like that. Yeah. And another complaint in the movie is that, I'm just going to give a little background here. There's a ton of exposition that started after, we came in late to the movie, but basically explaining what the president or senator was up to and why they're going to another planet and all this other stuff, and maybe we don't even see that. And the movie is around a little over 2 hours long, but I did hear some people discuss, just from other research that people may say about the movie, is that maybe we should make the movie longer, and instead of showing a ton of exposition or telling the audience all this exposition, showing it, and maybe that's just more appreciation for a better build up. Overall thoughts on the movie for this?
It's a bumfuckery.
That's insane. I don't even know what that means.
I don't even know how to describe it. It's just...
Buddy says one phrase.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster of emotions, not in a good way or a bad way. But I don't know how I feel about this one. I'll still definitely
Definitely
about
both disappointed.
Yeah.
We can get into our recommendations here in a second, but I would say overall, the film is technically good. It feels like a modern film from a good director. It just feels like he picked up a little bit of a dog shit script and tried to make a dog shit into filet fish.
Yeah.
But in the day, it's more dog shit than filet
I
fish.
also feel like he could definitely maybe go off and not do comedy.
Hey, let's
movies.
get a Parasite 2 in here.
You could.
Final recommendation. Just for people who don't know, it's watch on streaming or just throw that dog shit away. Go watch another movie. Like, there are plenty of other good movies out there. Don't watch that film kind of thing. So let's get into it. Let's go with you first.
I definitely think it is a streaming movie.
I'm going to go ahead and say don't watch the film. I love sci-fi movies. If Dune Part 2 sci-fi is a 9, then I would give this movie a 6.
Yeah,
What's yours?
Mine's a 6.5.
And then for Letterboxd conversion, because that's where we do write down all of our ratings,
Mine's
stars.
a 3.5.
And then I would give mine a 3. Our movie tier list, which is not our Letterboxd, but we have a Google Sheets compiled of all of our average ratings, best movies on top, worst movies on bottom, and description. And so if you want to see any more movie critiques like this, and we'll be rating all movies that are popular this year and that we want to watch and I think are good for Oscar nominations for the 2026. Anything else?
2026, The Odyssey.
The Lunacy. Alright. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.